Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another home theater hangout with yours truly, Shane. And we are joined today by two guests. One you may recognize already, and then we have a new gentleman here today. We've got Kenny from RBH. What's up, Kenny?
How's it going?
And then we got Jason from EncompassTP.com.
How's it going?
Was it .com?
Yeah, it's Encompass Technology Partners,
All
but
right.
yeah, that's our website.
All right, so what's on the agenda today is that we are going to go over our top 5 home theater demos that are heavy in the bass department. But first, let's introduce Kenny one more time. Kenny, who are you and what do you do?
So I'm part of sales and marketing at RBH Sound, and I also help with a little bit of the design work with work hand in hand with Shane Rich, and just having a blast here.
And Jason, what's up? What's happening over there?
Yeah, I'm a partner in an integration firm in the SoCal area. Been doing AV for 26 years. Been with my partners for about a decade, and right now we're doing a bunch of commercial work, conference rooms, training halls, university, courtrooms, screening rooms, theater rooms, etc.
Nice, very nice. Did you have a photo you wanted to share, Kenny?
Oh yeah.
You recently did a Fox training room, Jason?
Oh, he has a screening room at Fox Studios for a talent agency. Um, Real nice RBH system we just completed there. Got their reference in walls and in wall subs, and I think RBH featured it on their website for us. Did a real nice write up on it.
Nice. What speakers are those in the wall, in the front?
This is a 661 reference, Kenny. I don't know if you
Yeah,
have-
so 661 for the center. You had 6100 reference for the left and right, and then 61s for the surrounds. And then you got the thin in-wall dual 12 for the sub.
Yeah, that one was a. There were some details to do there with some sound masking or some sound treatments in the room because it's steel stud. So
Hmm.
bass was tricky in that one.
Nice. How many surround channels are in there?
That's a 7.1 with a dual 12.
Gotcha. What processor or receiver?
Yamaha RX A6A.
Interesting. That looks like a big room too.
I'd say 20 by 35, if I recall.
Yeah, that's a big size room. I'm surprised you didn't go with a Storm or something like that, loaded up with more speakers.
You know, budget's always a concern, so we did the best we could, and I mean, it came out great. It sounded great, but they're definitely. I would have put a couple more speakers in here if we had the budget for it.
Right. Low back seats.
Low
Always a
bucks.
big advocate for the low back seats.
Yeah, good Sony projector in there. Screen innovations, perforated. That screen was a pain in the butt to put together, let me tell you, but it came out real nice.
Is that has the weave, right? Does it have the really thin edging on it?
This one actually wraps around. It's got a black fabric that stretches around the case first because it's acoustically transparent. So any
Yeah.
light that goes through, you know,
Yeah.
gets that black cloth first. So it's a little bit of a pain, but we spent a lot of money on that screen.
Yeah, I've got one too, and it's like I got the thin frame one, and it's like if you don't get it just right, it kind of buckles on the sides. So
Mhm.
it's like I'm still kind of dealing with it, but it's like it takes up my whole front wall. It's like to pull it down and just try to tension it again is like a real pain.
Yeah, I seen your room.
Yeah, like I always make sure I put something on the screen so you guys don't see the little wrinkles on the edge. But
This
yeah,
room came out great. It's just awesome.
and Kenny, you got a little something behind you there. A little what is that? A
Yeah,
little 12 incher? Little
that was
15?
just a little 21, you know.
Oh, okay. That's new.
Yeah, so we're selling these now, but this is our new Compact 21. It will retail for 8 grand with the amp, 6,000 standalone, but we always sell it with the amp, which is 2 grand. So you get 4,000 watts in tap, and you get 90% the performance of the big boy in a much smaller package.
Yeah, Oh, that looks nice. I dig it. Look at those feet. Are those the same feet on mine?
No, these are different feet. These are kind of more low profile disc feet rather than the cones.
Oh,
Yeah.
mine has the outriggers. That's right.
Yeah, you have the outriggers.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need it for that enclosure because that driver will just rock that enclosure.
Does that have the? Is that a removable faceplate on that one?
Yep, yep.
Okay.
Kind of the same story as yours.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like it. I like that form factor. Definitely looks way easier to move. Would you say it was like 100 pounds?
120.
120 pounds. Yeah, as opposed to like 400 for the monster I've got.
Yes.
Jason, you got a home theater at your place?
Yeah, it's just a integrated system with some Sonan speakers, Denon receiver, but probably about 5 years old. So feeling like an upgrade pretty soon on that. I've been working on the 2 channel system right now.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. We got another guest. Hey, what's up, Christopher? So Christopher is he's a Patreon member. So if you are part of the Patreon crew over on patreon.com/Shane Lee, you can also join in on these streams as well. So if you have any questions, always feel free to pop on. Listen, you can join for as little as $1 a month, or if you really love me, you can bump yourself up to $100. Nobody has taken me up on that offer, so feel free to be the first, or you can join for $10 a month as well. So, what's up, Christopher?
Hi,
What's
everybody.
happening?
Not too much at the moment, just getting away from work for 5 minutes.
Nice,
So, how about you guys?
nice. So
Good.
Christopher is from down under, as you can probably tell from his accent.
Accent. I don't have an accent, surely.
We have the accent.
You guys got the accents, quite strong.
So,
So,
So yeah, we were gonna go. Obviously, if you're gonna be here for 5 minutes, you won't be able to partake in the whole stream. But you
maybe.
you recently upgraded your HT. You picked up a Trinov and a Kaleidoscape all in like 1 month, right? Or Kaleidoscape.
Me personally, no. I want to get a Kaleidoscape, yes, but
Okay.
as in Australia, you can't get it here. However,
I think
we
you
have
can
to.
now.
Can you?
Yeah.
Oh, last time we spoke,
Mhm.
I had to get it through either the US or UK and get it sent to me that way.
Yeah, I think it's available now. I think they made the announcement like last month.
Well, that's great news. I'll go and look into that
Yeah,
because I'm all about high quality. So the 4K DVDs always for me has been number one for watching.
yeah.
So a Kaleidoscope is very similar to the 4K discs,
Yeah.
and I don't have to have a lot of discs hanging around. It's just easy access.
You know what? Since you're only here for 5 minutes, let's go with yours. You can just start off really quick. What are your top 5 demos for that you play for your friends and fam to show off your system? That's heavy on the bass. Just give us really quick. Boom, 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 boom.
For movies, you're talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think Ready Player One's always a great demo for me personally. I find that scene, the car scene at the start, I find quite good. It's quite dynamic, which everybody loves. What other ones is there? Oh, you put them on the spot here now. I've got the latest Mission Impossible, Top Gun, those ones. They come
Yeah.
come good quite well. I just love dynamics. I love clarity. I love power. At the moment, I'm buying the house I'm living in at the moment, so I'm going to redo my room. So at the moment, running 8 Series BMWs, and it's just a 5.1 channel. But man, I tell you, if you have a good system running it, I'm running a Lexicon MC10, so I'm not sure what equivalent that is at the moment to the higher end ones.
Yeah. I believe it's like a
So
JBL.
yeah, I believe so. I think now it's Arcane now. It's taken over. I believe is Arcane taken over
Yeah,
Lexicon.
probably. Yep.
yeah. So it's similar to that, I would say, in the amplifier I've got. And JL Fathom as a subby is the 13.5 inch I'm running. So it's a lot of dynamic, but I don't have any Atmos as of yet. So when I build the room out, then I'll be getting Atmos, and maybe because it's only a smallish type of room. It's, what did I say, 17 foot by. I've got to go back into feet because we're meters over here. Does the rest of you guys know meters, or should I work in feet?
That's so good.
Use the feet.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. So I think it's around 17 feet by, it's 4.5 meters, which is 4.2 meters, which is, I think in feet is 3 6 is 12. Yeah, 14 wide by 17 long. So I've got to make a room that size. So I'll be upgrading, and I'll be getting a transparent screen with the speakers behind it, which I've got to figure out which would be good for my particular room. I just want the cinema room look like what you've got there,
Yeah,
Shane.
for sure.
But obviously it's a smaller room at the moment.
Got
So
you.
yeah, I'm all about, like I said, I'm all about quality, high quality. So I'd rather spend a little bit more. Maybe the trade-off's a bit past my budget at the moment, but I'm actually looking at now I had a look at your video, the Marantz. Was it MC10? Is it the Marantz?
Yeah,
Let's just
it's the AV20.
AV10 or AV20. I was going to
Yeah.
ask you because I've only got a small room, so I'm not going to have 16 channels. Is the AV20 similar in sound quality to the AV10, but you're paying a little bit less?
Yeah, I mean it's supposed
Or
to have a lot of the same internals, obviously with less channels, and the HDAMs are, I think they're on. There's less HDAMs on it if you like the HDAM sound, so not as robust. But some people don't like the sound of what the HDAM does. It tends to, I think, soften the sound quality. But there's a setting you can turn off that feature. So
in the
I like on
MC20,
the
yeah?
AV10 versus the AV20.
AV10. Okay,
Yeah,
AV. Keep saying
yeah.
MC, sorry.
So I mean,
AV, yeah.
if you don't need 16 channels, then the AV20 should do you just fine.
Okay. However, I think it's like $1,000 difference between the two over here.
Now I think it's going up.
So 2,000. Oh, we're on sale here at the moment, believe it or not. But our sale is for the AV10 is 10,000 Australian and 8,000 for the AV20. That's on sale. So
Oh, got you. Okay.
yeah. So it's normally 13,000 for the AV10.
Yeah.
So, but AV20's only come out, so it's come straight out on a sale price for us, I believe. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm thinking as the, not quite the twin of, but equivalent of the best of. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. The new Marantz stuff is really good sounding.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah. You definitely breaking up a little bit there, bud.
I am. Sorry. You hear me? All right? Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying you just look
Oh,
like a blurry, pixelized ghost.
my wife tells me that all the time, so I'm used to it. Don't worry. So yeah, that's where I'm at the moment. Where I'm thinking about upgrading, and yeah, just I'll get your thoughts at some stage if you. I don't know if this is the right forum or not. For what
Yeah.
speakers behind the screen is what you suggest.
That's what I would do. Is that what you would do, Kenny?
Yeah, if your primary goal is home theater, yeah, speakers behind the screen it's great for immersion. So you like dialogues coming from right where the middle of the screen is. So for the immersion factor, speakers behind the screen is always a good thing.
Yeah, I got to
Yeah.
find out which is
Hey,
probably
Jason, how
the.
many installs do you do? Do you do mostly projection stuff or TVs?
You talking to me, Shane?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry. We do. I'd say we're probably like 80-90%, but we do video walls. I mean, we do a lot of conference rooms. We do video walls. We do projection
Hmm.
screens, all that kind of stuff. So I mean,
What
it's
is your
rare.
what is your center channel arrangement look like when you're doing a video wall? If you're doing that in a home theater?
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not doing that in a home
No,
theater. Set, no, not a video
oh, just
wall.
conference rooms.
Yeah, yeah, they're actually doing some big stuff in conference rooms, but no, in a center channel in a perforated screen, I'll go behind the screen and center if I can, like Kenny said.
Yeah,
I mean, at least with the center channel, get it on level with the same axis as the left and rights.
yeah, gotcha. All right, well, Christopher, you definitely got to get yourself perforated screen.
Yes, that's the goal. Excellent. And then just figure out what best speakers, because I'm not going to put those big B&W 8 series behind the screen, obviously. So I've got to find out something that's quite dynamic, but also workable as well.
Yeah,
I don't want. I need. I've got, like I said, with the B&W set, the actual voices sound what they should sound like the low tones and the right tone for speaking. And I don't want anything that sounds tinny and high end. I need a bit of grunt in the voices.
oh yeah.
That makes
So
sense.
yeah, so if you want something like that, if you want some,
Yeah.
yeah, if you want something like that, you can go. Whoa, hold on a second. Yeah, if you want to get something like that, you can go with the RBH 821 SWRs.
Okay.
Great speaker.
Are you guys,
Send that
Kenny?
a
Are you
message
guys
so I can remember.
available in Australia?
We don't have any dealers currently in Australia, but we're willing to negotiate if you want to send us referrals to get some active dealers in Australia. We've been looking for a while, haven't had any success, but if we can't find any dealers, we'll deal direct.
Okay.
Very
Cool.
nice. By the way, I might have some 821s coming in the near future.
Shane, what are
We'll
your
see. We'll
surrounds
see how that pans out.
in your theater?
What?
What are your surrounds in your theater? I know you've got the odd walls, right?
Yeah, so I've got, what have I got? 18 621s? 661s.
661s. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I've got 18 661s, yeah.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
not that there's anything wrong with them, but I would suspect the 821s probably a bit more beefier sounding.
Yeah.
Yep.
Excellent. I'll have to have a look at that or look at your reviews.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So, yeah, awesome.
Excellent, Christopher. Well, we're gonna kick off our. If you want to hang out, with us, you can hang out with
Yeah.
us, Christopher.
Yeah, that's fine. I got a
Your-
little bit long. For another
yeah,
10
you
minutes
can.
or so.
Your camera's definitely frozen. Okay.
Okay.
But what we're
Am I,
gonna what we're gonna do. So
am I frozen? Am I?
yeah, you're like
Try that.
just frozen. Yeah.
It's a good
on my end.
picture. Though. Yeah.
Make a weird face. Just really quick. Make a weird face.
Ah! Let me turn it on and off. Hang on. Let me try to turn it on and off.
So I'm streaming this on the other channel as well. So if you guys want to catch this later in its entirety, it'll be on the Dynamically Challenged channel, which there might be a link in the video description. If not, I'll put it there. But otherwise, after this stream, this is going to get chopped up, so it'll be nice and small and concise.
Excellent.
Yeah. All right. So what we're going to do today is we're going to get into our top 5 bass heavy demos that we use to impress our friends and family in our home theaters. We're not going to be talking about how good or bad the movie is itself, but just if there's a lot of bass in these films. So, since you are the guest, Jason, let's kick it off. These are in really no numerical order unless you put them in order. Mine is not in any order at all, but we'll start off and then we'll just take turns. We'll just go around the table here.
You mean go one at a time or all 5?
One at a time.
One at a time. Okay. There's kind of categories, if you want to be strategic and show a quick scene and get something like that, I would probably go, either Pearl Harbor, the scene where that boat, where the shell comes through the deck in Pearl Harbor, or Master Commander when the two boats pass by and blast each other. I've had some pretty gnarly experiences with subs on that scene, so I would probably have to picked Master and Commander for my first one.
You're going old school. I believe that's a DTS 5.1 mix, if I'm not mistaken.
It is DTS. Take me back.
Very old. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, there's that one scene at the beginning where I don't know if it's Russell Crowe or not. I haven't seen it in like 10 years. Where somebody's walking on the top deck. I don't know if it still carries over now, but you can kind of hear the footsteps above your head. I know we're talking about bass, but that's kind of what I really remember. And of course, the cannon fire and all that.
Oh man, the first time that I experienced that, man, I had an old pair of T2Ps. I don't know if you remember those old T2Ps.
Oh yeah.
Kenny does.
Yeah, so they were our previous flagship before the SVTRS with they had quad sixes, triple tweeters, and dual tens.
Yeah,
Is that the one with the that looked like it was floating?
No. So it was kind of like a C formation, very similar to the SVTRs, but it had triple tweeters on the inside, and then a C formation of 4 sixes, and then dual tens on the bottom.
Oh, gotcha. All right.
Yeah. I had a experience with that where it's the first time I've ever. I mean, you can feel bass, but this was the first time I've actually felt wind from the ports, like literally blowing on your skin. It was just absolutely wild. So that was one of my first experiences with heavy bass, and that's why I go back so far in that time frame.
Yeah, that's a classic. What do you got, Kenny?
So my first pick is going to be Dune, but not for the reasons that most people think, because everybody points to the worm scene where it's just, it's crazy, it's cool. But I have a very vivid memory of a scene. It's pretty early on in the movie. I don't remember the time mark, but it's when they're on the kind of green planet at night and they got the ship that's taking off. But the first time I saw that was in the RBH Reference Theater here, and the infrasonics in that scene are just outstanding. It felt my pant legs move, and it was like, that's some serious low end bass.
This is Dune 1, right?
Dune 1, yep.
Yeah, classic scene. I still go back and watch the eyeball scene a lot. Or no, I'm thinking of Blade Runner.
Yeah.
There's the beginning part where he's like he uses the voice for the first time, and it's like that's just like all infrasonic there.
Yeah.
What did he say? Like pass me the water or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I have one that I don't know, maybe might make some people unhappy because it's not a 4K Blu-ray or a Kaleidoscape movie. It is a Netflix movie. This one is going to be Ryan Reynolds in The Adam Project. This, if you're a Netflix subscriber, it's readily available. You can watch it. It starts off where he's in the spaceship. He's getting chased by another bad guy. I forgot what song is playing, but there's just a ton of bass in this movie. The grand finale has like this big whirlwind of stuff floating around the air, just a huge, massive amounts of rumble in the room. It's for a streaming movie in Atmos. It's one of the best ones out there. There is a review on the channel if you've missed it, so definitely check that out. But that is going to be my number 5, or first one, rather. And that's on Netflix, The Adam Project. Nobody has seen it, I guess.
Yes, yeah. A little while ago.
Is that the one where his son he's like goes back in time and sees himself as a kid or something like that?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good flick.
yeah. Good fun movie.
Trying to save his father.
Yeah, what's his, Mark Ruffalo. What do you got? What do you got, Christopher?
Well, I'm just the first one I show everybody is Ready Player One. Just
Yeah.
that scene. It's just throughout the whole that racing scene. He's with the cars and the fireworks at the start. It's that really sharp thump bass, and then through that scene where those big balls that go through the actual city, it just really rocks and bang, and with the dinosaur, and then obviously Kong that just thumps around the top of you. That one I find is bass heavy and quite dynamic as well. Really kicks hard. You really feel that, I find.
Yeah, classic. Kind of like
And
the go-to for everybody, I think.
it is a go-to for everybody.
Yeah.
That's one of the first ones I show, and yeah, I think it's one of the best ones. I actually got to turn it down a little bit because it's yes, you can blow some speakers, I reckon, if you run it. And that's on, I think, was that Netflix as well? It was one of the streaming, and that's a really good copy as well.
Hmm.
I, I do think some of the movies from streaming are getting better. Now I'm actually impressed with some of the movies that are being recorded now.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's some good ones out there.
Yeah, yeah.
What's your next one, Jason?
Got to go with Pacific Rim and
Oh,
opening,
yeah.
like opening of that movie, all the way to where that thing kaiju walks through the bridge, and it just kind of like settles out for a second, and then just every fight scene in there is just like
Yeah.
just heavy, strong. You know, I gotta go Pacific Rim.
Yeah, it's a classic. Unfortunately, the second movie kind of sucked, but
We don't talk about that one.
There's a second movie.
yeah,
Okay.
Pacific Rim 2,
Didn't see
Uprising.
I probably wasn't good enough to stream here, so they didn't bother.
Yeah, that's just the base heavy movie all the way around. Plus, the Atmos effects are pretty killer too. What do you got, Kenny?
So I'm going to go with, speaking of needing to turn the bass down, I'm going to go with Tron Legacy. The first time I ever experienced that movie when I was a kid back then. But yeah, we put that on just normal reference levels, and the bass was just hitting so hard that I'm like,
Yeah.
I got to turn that down. And I ended up going down 12 dB just to balance it out with what we were used to. It was pretty heavy. But just all of the music score in that, it's just a phenomenal track. And there's quite a bit of infrasonic energy that I've discovered recently, since I've gotten into infrasonic subs, and just
Yeah.
something that I missed back in the day. But it's like everything, even from the part in the beginning when he's running away from the cops and just jumps over the cop car, it was really cool.
Yeah, usually if I think like last week I even put it on too. Like sometimes I'll review a movie and I'm just like, I'm not sure if this movie actually has bass or not, even though I know I have everything level matched. I'm like, are my fourth and fifth pair of subs turned on? Let me just throw back in Edge or Tron Legacy to make sure that it sounds like how it's supposed to sound. And it's always I think around the 42-minute mark where he goes up against his son. The first time they get on the bikes, you get that bass drop when he jumps in the air and the cycle opens up. Just that bass drop is just like boom, 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 and they just
Right.
fucking race away. That's just every time I drop that in. I don't know, a couple times a month still, just to make sure that my subs are still working properly. Because sometimes a lot of these movies nowadays they just lack bass, and that's always kind of a good reference movie that I still use. And you got to do it in 3D. 3D is like the best way to watch it.
Yes.
Kenny, did you know that it was 12 dB when you were a kid that you had to turn it down?
Yeah. I was 16. I
Oh,
was a
okay.
little smart.
And how far back you're referencing? Like, he's
Yeah.
10 years old. He knows to turn this thing down 16 dB or 12 dB.
Nah.
And that is a DTS 5.1 mix, I believe, before Ares comes out, which is the new one, which sounds like it's going to have a rockin' soundtrack by Nine Inch Nails. I believe they're coming out with a 4K with an Atmos mix on the remaster. So be on the lookout for that. So my next one again is going to be another streaming movie, or you can pick it up on the Kaleidoscape or on Blu-ray. But my next one is going to be Underwater, starring Kristen Stewart. This is like aliens underwater, and everything in this movie just sounds, even in 7.1, it sounds awesome, especially if you upmix it. Just little creaks and sounds like that, the water droplets and stuff like that. But there's this great little bass drop towards the start of the movie where she sees a little droplet of water coming above her head, and just the implosion, I guess, where the walls just blow inside of the facility. Huge bass drop there, and then towards the end of that scene, there's another just infrasonic, it just billows up from the ground while the the underwater station blows up, which is a great sounding scene, which I've used many times in my subwoofer reviews. And just throughout the movie, there's just a low hum that occurs anytime they're inside of one of the underwater facilities. So check that out. It's on Blu-ray. If you are anywhere outside of the US, you can stream it on Disney Plus, I believe, and listen to it in Atmos, which is unavailable in the US. Or if you know where to find it, you can probably find it online as well. One of the best Atmos mixes and one of the best sounding bass mixes, movies for bass, out there right now. I know people are they get really uppity if they hear Kristen Stewart's name, but this isn't Twilight. It actually is a good movie.
Underwater. Oh,
Great. Yeah, they came out a few years ago. Nobody seen it?
Yeah. I was gonna mention that one as
Yeah.
well. Believe it or not.
What,
So
what do
you
you
got
got?
in before me.
Yeah, what do you
I
got,
got
Christopher?
I got a couple more. It's hard. There's movies that when the action happens, it really kicks hard. Like Oppenheimer, that explosion near the end. I actually had to turn down my theater for that. That was really, really good. But the main one really is the Blade Runner 2049. Just starts off that real low place at the start, and then it
Yep.
just hits hard throughout the whole movie, I find. Especially near the end where that ship flies into the building and starts shooting, and then well, three-quarters through the movie, and then just blows up the building there. That part there, just really, really nice. I find that one's a heavy bass movie.
Yeah, especially towards the end. I think they're by the dam or something like that.
Mm,
There's a ton of bass where the dam's like caving
yeah,
in, the water is flooding the car.
but I find that movie it's got that bass tone that resonates through the whole movie though. So got that. I don't know. It's a real low bass moaning music type thing throughout the movie. I find it's good. I enjoy it. That's
Oh yeah.
another demo movie I put on.
What's your next one, Jason?
I'm gonna go Interstellar.
Interstellar, another classic, Christopher Nolan. Any Nolan film, really.
Am I outdated, Shane?
What's that?
Said, am I outdated? Just coming up with old movies?
No, I mean, I got some old ones here. I got a bunch of old ones.
No, Interstellar's pretty sweet. I mean, anytime he's around the black hole, I mean,
Hmm.
especially the end scene where he's going into the black hole, it's just
Yeah.
it's like holy shit. You know, this is one of those times where you gotta, like Kenny said, you gotta turn it down a little bit. And I mean, I've got a pretty nice 2 channel system, so I'll go back and listen to the soundtrack on that, and this even the soundtrack's got pretty heavy stuff too, and the cornfield chase, and so there's the effects, and there's also just a real heavy soundtrack on that
Yeah.
like too.
Yeah, the wormhole scene. I still go back to that a couple times a month still. The ship launch at the beginning.
At the beginning, yeah. I was going to
And
mention that, yeah, but that was pretty good, and even the opening scene where he's trying to control the spacecraft ends up dreaming.
yeah,
He's just in a dream.
there's actually 20 hertz bass in the center channel if your center channel can handle it. Like if
Wow,
you're running at full range, if you want to test out the center,
wow.
which I will be doing on the A21s.
Have fun.
Kenny, what do you got next?
I'm actually gonna go with Godzilla minus one. I just think they just did a hell of a job with the soundtrack in that movie. Everything from the Atmos mix to the thunderous bass, even the shocking mid bass in his roar. Just it's pretty awesome, especially the opening scene with on the island, and every footstep is just like it hits hard and heavy. So that would be my next pick.
Yeah, the atomic breath scene was pretty badass.
Oh yeah.
And I thought you were gonna say like Godzilla v Kong, or
No, I'm good.
was it Kong v Godzilla, or whatever it is?
Yeah, the newest one was. I won't buy it.
It's like the worst, one of the worst movies I've seen in a while.
It's not great.
It says Titan AE over here. It's old school.
I haven't seen that in forever. All right, so my next one, I'm gonna go with another Christopher Nolan movie. I'm gonna go with Tenet. Tenet is just from the get-go, from the opera house scene, just massive amounts of bass. I mean, if you don't have subwoofers, you must have subwoofers. This is just gonna blow your subs out of the water from the start. Just during any big action scene in this movie is just insane. It's a DTS 5.1, but just as with any movie after Inception, Hans Zimmer scores just wait, did Hans Zimmer do this one? I forgot, but any Christopher Nolan score just absolutely just destroys for the bass department. And Tenet, one of my go-tos, especially towards the third act as well, when the buildings are blowing up and stuff like that, just reverse blowing up, just great. I know it's one of his hated movies, but I think it's my favorite Christopher Nolan movie.
Nice.
Excellent. I got to go, guys, but thank you very much.
Yep, nice
Take
to-
care, Christopher. Nice for joining
nice
us.
to meet you. And I might look into those speakers that you mentioned as
Yeah.
well and have a talk. So, Kenny, you said you might be able to do something for us,
Yeah.
or is not possible?
No, we'll definitely let's talk. You just send me an email and we'll you can find our email on the website and yeah, let's talk.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Great.
Yep.
Thanks, Chris.
See you, Chris.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.
All right. Make sure you guys, if you come on, make sure you guys have some good internet, eh?
Yeah. Skip Chris, I guess, right?
All right. What do you got next, Jason?
I'm gonna go War of the Worlds. Just like pretty much nonstop. I mean, the lightning starts off early. I think there's, it doesn't get real heavy immediately, and then all of a sudden it just kind of comes out of nowhere, and then it's just action. First 20, 30 minutes of the movie, and you're just like, it's just nonstop.
Yeah, I know I've said it in the past, but I blew out my first SVS cylinder subwoofers on the lightning strike scene.
That
Because
beginning
it was one of those,
part?
yeah,
Yeah.
where he runs under the chairs with his daughter. Well,
Yeah,
before he does that,
That's the part.
I remember turning that up and turning it up. I was like, "Oh, this sounds awesome!" I was just like, "Oh, these are SVS subs. These are like the best subs you can get." I was like, brr, "Pop!" I was like, "Wait a minute."
Oh no.
This is when they were running those Samson amplifiers, I believe. It's like their first cylinder subs. So I learned my lesson on that. But classic, especially when the first time they come out of the ground, that is another
Yeah.
go-to scene I've used many times.
Rotate, building is
Yeah.
rotating and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like heavy, consistent.
I remember they had an extras call because I lived in the town, one of the towns where they shot that scene. It was like right across, it was like 20 minutes away from me. I found out after the fact. I was like, oh shit, I would have loved to been there.
Yeah.
So it's my War of the World story. What do you got next, Kenny?
I'm going to go with The Incredible Hulk from 2008. More specifically, the sonic cannons scene. That one always hits hard and low. If you can't tell, I've got a theme going on. I love infrasonics. Anything below 20 hertz where just you feel it rather than hear it, it's a good time.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one in a long time.
It's worth a rewatch.
Yeah, I wish they would have kept Edward Norton, but
Same.
yeah, I guess he was
did a great job.
Yeah, I guess he was a difficult actor or something like that.
Yeah, they say.
Classic movie, again, classic movie. The beginning of the Avengers Initiative. All right, so my next one here, let me look it up here. This is another one that I don't think a lot of people saw, but absolute bass monster. It's Monster Hunter, starring Mila Jovovich and the guy, the Thai guy, the Kung Fu guy. I forgot his name. But just another killer subwoofer mix from start to finish. When the when the kaijus are running through the desert, absolutely incredible sounding. Another one of those movies that I always got to throw in all the time just to double check my subwoofers are working. I mean, all of these are. And if you get familiar with certain movies and you just know what to expect, this is another one of those movies I'm constantly throwing in. You know, when he flips over the car or the footsteps stomping through the desert. Killer mix. You guys got to watch it. I know some of you guys probably haven't seen it because I think it's kind of like a B-level movie. Kind of lately what Mila's been in since Resident Evil. But it's just a great sounding mix. And it's also available in 3D, if you can pick it up in 3D.
I gotta start watching movies just for the effects and the fun of it. You know, not specifically because it's, you know, some great movie or great storyline, just for the effects and the fun like that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, this is just a straight up bad movie, but sometimes you get, if it sounds really good, I'll get sucked in and be like, oh, what's gonna happen next? You know, just to hear a little shit going on above my head or something like that. I mean, most of the best sounding movies are really bad movies.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah. And people always leave comments, Shane, we cannot trust your taste in movies because these are all horrible. I don't know why we value your opinion. I was like, dude, I always say in my videos, I'm not talking about the movie itself. We're just talking about the sound, man.
Yeah.
But movie fans are real picky. What do you got next, Jason?
Last I'm going with Edge of Tomorrow. Pretty good. Same kind of theme as War of the Worlds for me. It's a lot of action. Pretty heavy bass the whole time. And to Kenny's point, apparently they've got some pretty good infrasonics and a very opening scene as well.
Yeah, I've always got Edge of Tomorrow, the intro, on all my subwoofer reviews. I've only had like a few of them pass the test. Obviously, the 21 passed the test. The 80-inch passed the test.
What's the test?
Just the beginning of Edge of Tomorrow.
Oh, does it blow up?
Little-
Does it last?
Yeah, you can blow out some subwoofers. I mean, if you don't have any big subs, then you're probably not even going to hear it. But if your subs are big enough, then you'll definitely catch the infras at the start of it. Surprisingly, the little Kef Dual 9s passed the test too.
Nice.
Not at high SPL, but
Right.
you know, mid-level, you can get a little vibrations in your room.
Nice.
Or if you have a really small room, it sounds awesome as well. What do you got, Kenny? What's your last one?
All right, my last one is going to be The Greatest Showman, particularly the intro. Obviously, when the crowd's stomping on the bleachers, it's always a good time. You get a lot of tactile information. But that song in the beginning has also got a ton of low frequencies that can get lost on, you know, subs that can't play below 20. There's it'll just completely die, and there's this empty spot. It's like, I know there's content down there, because you know I hear it all the time.
Yeah.
So, and it just I think it's 10 hertz or so. I haven't done an analysis, but it shakes.
That is a staple in all of the trade shows.
Yeah,
It's,
it's a lot of fun though.
yeah. I like the beginning of it too. It's another one I always put in my sub reviews, just the beginning where the bass kicks at the start. Just the intro music. All right, my last one, not necessarily my number one, is another Godzilla movie. This is King of the Monsters. It opens up with some really deep, low frequency effects and the footsteps as he's walking through the city, destroying everything, and the parents are crying about their missing son. I mean, it just sets you up for how killer the audio mix and the bass drops are in this movie from start to finish, especially the grand finale towards the end. Another Godzilla, just as you would expect for a kaiju movie. Giant footsteps, giant bass, a must have if you have capable subwoofers, as is any of these movies on this list. I'm sure you guys have seen King of the Monsters as well.
Oh yeah. It's fantastic.
I feel like Skylake Pro Cinema really wants us to say Evangelion, which I believe is a Japanese anime. I don't know if I'm saying that right. And I believe like Skylake Pro Cinema is just dropping names for every movie.
All the good ones.
The Rock at reference flyby. Okay. So that's our list of the top 5 bass heavy movies on disc, on digital, or on the Kaleidoscape. The question is for you guys, what is on your top 5 list that you demo your home theaters with that has a ton of bass? Leave your comments down below and let us know. So let's move on to, let's talk about Jason really quick since he's the guest here today. He's the what are you, installer extraordinaire? What do you do over there, Jason?
I'm one of the partners. I do some of the estimating and project management. So I'll do these rooms from, again, they're theater rooms, they're conference rooms, video walls, any commercial technology, low voltage related. We do sound masking and infrastructure work, low voltage infrastructure work. So any of that stuff, I do the design, estimating, and project management is one of the partners over there. So pretty much hands on every job, but not boots on the ground exactly either.
Right. Yeah, obviously, you guys are dealers for RBH as well, I would assume. And where are you guys located? Texas?
No, we're in Orange County, California.
Oh, okay. Got you. Seems like everybody's on that side, the western side of the world. Like I rarely meet anybody on the East Coast.
I work out here.
I don't know why. It's like every time I watch another YouTube video or something like that, hey man, we got a home theater tour, but it's over on the West Coast. I'm like, is nobody in like New York or anything like that? Like
California's got some good sized houses out here too.
Yeah. So you got to be a millionaire to get a big house over here. What do you got coming up, Kenny? I don't know if you want to share anything, but I know you showed me some pictures. I mean, you don't have to, but if you just want to.
Well, just a sneak peek. I've said it on a few YouTube videos, but RBH is turning 50 years old in February next year. We're planning on launching some anniversary products come winter. That's the goal. That's the due date. Right now we're doing R&D and design work, so very excited for what we're going to show. It's going to be unlike anything RBH has ever done before, and it should play with the big boys on every price point.
Nice. So 50 years old. That's a long time.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe you've recently come to more prominence, even though you guys have been around for like ever. But I've definitely been seeing the name RBH dropped around a lot more lately. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Not just by me, but just in general.
With the advent of social media, it's been happening more and more lately. We were pretty big in the early 2000s before the market crash of 2008. That kind of, it hurt the company a lot. And then, we were on the road to recovery, and then COVID happened, right? And so we're bouncing back and putting a big emphasis on, marketing and social media and getting it, product in the hands of reviewers. And so we're just building back.
What's the status on that 33-inch that we spoke about the last time that you were on?
Slow coming. We're all very excited. Nobody's excited to lift it, but we're all very excited to receive it.
Yeah.
But I mean, we got pictures of the motor structure, and it looks really cool. Just think they're just waiting on a couple parts to finish it up, and then we'll have the prototype in our hands, and we'll be sharing it with everybody when we get a working prototype, and love to share the details and specs and everything.
What is the? I know you guys have built a enclosure for it already. How big is that thing?
Just theoretical. We're not building any
Gotcha.
enclosure until we actually measure the TS parameters of the sub, just because it's going to be quite a bit different from the stock driver from Pierce. So I mean, we're as a guideline, we're using what they had, and it's going to be a 4 foot by 3 foot by 30-inch box, just massive. We're hoping we can get it smaller. It all depends on how the TS parameters come around and how it tunes. Shane's an industry master at designing subwoofers, and I know he'll get the best bang for the buck in the smallest size possible.
Yeah, is it going to be sealed or ported?
Sealed.
Sealed, yeah.
Yep.
I've heard a couple of videos that are like, hey, you know what? Ported subs go deeper than sealed subs. Do you find there's any truth to that, or is it just SPL?
It
for
all
ported?
depends on how you tune it. Like if you have a refrigerator-sized box, sure, you can get them tuned pretty low. You'll just have a lot more output up to the tuning frequency of the port. For example, our first 21s we ever did were ported, and they were 20 cubic foot boxes, and we had them tuned down to 14, and those things would play down in the 10 hertz region, no problem. Just tremendous output, much more than we're doing now with sealed. But I mean, there's always a compromise. Nobody wants to put a fridge-sized subwoofer in their home unless they do.
And would you say now ported subs tend to roll off a lot quicker than sealed subs? So
Correct.
as far as like
Yeah.
extension,
Yeah, exactly. Up to the tuning frequency, ported subs will roll off at 24 dB per octave, where sealed will roll off at 12 dB per octave. But sealed's also a little bit more forgiving because you can actually, boost the bottom end with DSP to compensate for that roll off. And the only thing you really got to worry about is driver extension. Whereas in a ported enclosure, yeah, you can boost the bottom end, but you're going to be getting a lot more turbulence in those ports, and it can
Yep.
be unbearable.
Yeah.
All you're hearing is port chuffing rather than bass. So that's why sealed's better for low frequency effects.
yeah. Do you find what is your what kind of subs you guys sell the most, ported or sealed?
It varies. It's about half and half, I would think.
Yeah.
Just basically, we've had ported subs for forever, and we've recently gotten into the sealed game, and so we've got more ported versions of the subs right now. So we, by nature, sell more of them. But sealed's coming around, and our S12 HPS, our micro sealed sub, has been a very, very popular one lately.
Right.
I've had that thing.
Yeah,
That's what I started off with one of those. The thing is pretty badass for a little 12.
sure is.
Yeah, love me a small sub. I've got a little. What do I got in my house? A little Bucard. It's a little slim little. It's like a 7-inch deep subwoofer, 10-incher, which is pretty kick-ass if you're looking for something slim for your living room. I've been trying to. I know I put up a video recently, just trying to get rid of all the big boxes in my living room, just to, I don't always like walking in my house and seeing all these boxes everywhere. But you guys you guys do have a slim subwoofer. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, Teo's got it.
Yeah,
Yeah, one.
they're
Yeah.
they're 5 inches deep, 5.5 if you include the grill,
Yeah.
and yeah, mount them anywhere. We've got dual actives or active with a passive radiator in a smaller form factor. So yeah, they're great subs. I've listened to them on solid, clean bass down to 20 hertz, and what more could you want from an all-wall sub?
Yeah. I mean, I got those big dual 12s.
Oh yeah,
It's all about the port tune. You can tune to 32 to 10 hertz, but the box will probably be 40 to 50 cubes.
yep.
Yeah. Big, gigantic box. Yeah, I know. I saw a couple of videos recently that were just like, no, you must go ported. Ported is the way to go. I'm like, dude, I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Board it if you just want output.
Yeah.
It'll give you a lot more output for sure.
Yeah, the highest PL. What do you got going on in your theater over there at the RBH theater? Did you guys hook up waveforming yet, or what?
Um, we're actually going to be moving facilities soon. We're
Oh, really?
expanding and upgrading facilities. So
Hey,
we'll be posting all over social media when that happens. But we're going to do waveforming in the next theater, and we're going to have a dedicated 2-channel space. Fully room treated and everything. So we're very excited about what the new building is going to offer.
got you. So bigger place or what?
Yeah, a lot more warehouse space, and we have a lot more, convenient office spaces that we're going to transform into showrooms. But yeah, it's going to be a lot better for production, so we can keep things organized and production flowing.
We're still in Utah.
Yeah, it's just a block away, and
Oh, gotcha.
one nice thing is going to have a lot more street visibility, so we'll get a lot more walk-in traffic. Because right now we're just on a commercial road where nobody drives by except for unless you're working here.
Right. Oh, so is your place like is like a store, like a storefront?
It's a kind of a storefront. We built the building back in the early 2000s. It's a big old building when we had a lot more product that we had to store. But since we've moved to, build to order, we don't have to store as much, so we don't need as much space. But we're quickly growing out of this little space we got. But yeah, it's more commercial space for like, other, small businesses come and, share part of the strip mall.
What's the your pricing look like ever since all these tariffs hit? Have you guys been
We're
adjusting for that or
holding
what?
steady. So far we've only had to raise the price on one product.
Oh, really?
We're holding steady and trying to, keep the value to the consumer. If, things get too crazy, we'll have to probably raise prices. But for right now, we don't see the need to. We want to, continue to be a solid value for the consumer.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of the other brands. I think Bowers, a few of their models went up by a couple grand. My Perlissons, they went up by like $2,000. So it's been a little crazy. However, my resale value had to have gone up, so that's always good.
Yep.
What? Let me add this to the scene here. So, Jason, this is this your business right here?
Yeah.
So it is your business. All right. So Jason is a dealer for RBH and other brands as well. What other stuff do you carry over there?
I mean, we're kind of, like I said, we're heavy on the commercial side right now, but
Gotcha.
we're doing Crestrons, Extrons, Planars. There's been a lot of video walls and stuff like that. In the home theater, anytime we're doing home theater or something like that, we're pretty much going to lead with RBH, and that's our go-to brand.
Got you. All right. Do you guys do like consultation and stuff like that? If anybody has questions, like, hey man, what can I put in my house?
Yeah, yeah. Do free consultations. We service everything from LA down to San Diego. Our office is in the city of Orange. I'm in the Inland Empire area, and so I go where we're needed down here.
Awesome. All right. So, guys, we are coming up at an hour. So, I will leave some links to Jason's business down below in this video's description. If you guys want to pick up anything that we've mentioned in this video, I'll leave some links down below as well. If you want to check out anything RBH's got coming up, or if you want to stay tuned for the 821s that I'll have a video on shortly, I would assume.
Shortly. Yep.
That will be coming up probably within a month or so. So be on the lookout for that as well. I've got some more videos coming up. I got a Stark Sound amplifier review coming up, and I think a full cal video coming up over on Gene's channel, Audioholics. Then I'm wrapping up. I need to get those giant boxes out of my living room, and I think that's it. I got a new love seat coming from Valencia, which is really nice. Some of you guys don't care about that stuff, but I care. I care.
It's all about the experience.
Yeah, and the comfort. So thanks for watching. If you want to watch the whole stream on its entirety in its unedited form, check out the second channel, Dynamically Challenged. Subscribe over there, and this one will be shortened to about 15 minutes, where we'll just go over our top 5 movies. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.